Hey everyone, Kelly with Indie Film Factory. I hope you are having a great day, a great week. We are, in some ways around the country, we're slowly opening back up, and only time will tell if that's a good idea or not. But at the end of the day, I hope all of you are safe and healthy. Very, very important. First and foremost, the most important thing is your safety and your health for not only yourself, but your family and loved ones and friends. But that being said, today's topic is going to be about flexibility. Now, what am I talking about flexibility, right? In today's world, it's all about being flexible. Businesses are having to reshape their business models. You have companies that are producing products that they never would have in a million years imagined that they were going to have to be producing. So in a lot of ways, it is the era of being flexible. Let's talk about the thing that's so important as an independent filmmaker, and that is being flexible. Being flexible is one of the key attributes to this game. If you're not flexible, then you're going to have a hard time being an independent filmmaker because your budget realities are going to force you to have to make compromises and things that are going to control the outcome of your project. So let's talk a little bit about that. And today, actually, I want to give you a sample. So looking at a budget, the kind of budgets that I like to produce is around the $30,000 mark. So here's a plot for a story that's kind of in the science fiction realm. Now, this plot is about a spaceship that crashes on a strange planet where alien life is hostile. One woman struggles to survive while putting the pieces together of her dysfunctional, broken marriage. If you think about this, pretty simple story, right? Simple concept. But there's multiple ways to tell this story. And if you have a smaller budget than, let's say, $30,000, you may have to think about making this movie in a different kind of a genre. So when I talk about being flexible with your development is really about experimentation. It's an experimentation for you to sit down and figure out what you can or cannot make. A lot of times people start with the idea. They sit down, they write a screenplay, and then they go, we're going to make this movie. But the reality is that if you don't have the budget to do certain things, you just can't do them. Or if you do them, they may not turn out exactly the way you want them, and they may be better suited with a bigger budget. And if you have never made a film before, get some points on the board. Start small, build your way up. So reverse engineer the process. So let's talk about ways that we could take this simple story that we just outlined, the simple plot, and give it some other spins. So for example, one of the things that you may find out is that you don't have the budget for a spaceship crashing. You may have to start the movie in some kind of isolated research facility. So let's take a look at this. Here's an alternative to the last story plot. How about we start this thing on an isolated research facility on a strange planet? Maybe it could be Mars, where the conditions of life are hostile. One woman struggles to survive while putting the pieces together of her dysfunctional, broken marriage. Now, in this example, all we've done is change the location. So rather than being a spaceship, we did it in a research facility or some kind of bunker or something. That might be a bit more manageable. So it's about trying to figure out what you have. Now, if you have the chops to build a spaceship in your backyard or do some cool set design, go for it. Or if you're a visual effects artist who can do CGI with a spaceship crashing down, cool, good for you. But if you don't have that kind of skill, try to figure out ways to do a different approach. It's not about the spaceship, it's about the story. So here's some other examples. Let's look at this thing in the context of horror. Let's say you want to do something in the horror genre, right? Horror genre could be as simple as taking the location and changing it as well as the antagonist. In the first one, alien life was a big problem. In this particular genre, it could be the ghost, it could be the monster, it could be the killer. So this one, we're changing the research facility to the old house. It's an old house in rural, I don't know, wherever you live. It's the scene of a gruesome murder 50 years ago. One woman quickly finds herself confronting the home's tormented spirits while putting the pieces together of her dysfunctional, broken marriage. You'll notice between these two plots that the theme really is about a woman overcoming her dysfunctional, broken marriage. That's really a theme, and the driver behind all of these things, of course, is the genre elements that you're putting in. But if you keep to the core of that story, you can kind of make some changes and diversify in what genre you're playing in. You could also do this in a drama. So let's look at it from a drama perspective. After returning to her family's farm where the conditions between her and her parents are hostile, so rather than the ghost or aliens, it's her parents. One woman struggles emotionally while putting the pieces together of her dysfunctional and broken marriage. Once again, still dealing with a dysfunctional, broken marriage. And then I'll do one for action. Here's an action version of that. An abandoned bread factory, could be really anything. So an abandoned bread factory on a bad side of town where the neighborhood is hostile. No aliens, no ghosts, No parents, but it's a hostile neighborhood. Could be gangs, who knows. One woman struggles to survive while putting the pieces together of, guess what? Her dysfunctional and broken marriage. You could also do this as a holiday family movie. In a small town in everyday America where her high school crush still lives, one woman returns home to help her family after leaving a dysfunctional marriage, only to find herself fighting the urge to not fall in love again. And then lastly, here's a comedy plot. An insurance office on a Friday afternoon where the conditions of life are ridiculous. One woman struggles to get the promotion that she's always wanted while hiding her crazy ex-husband in a janitorial closet. So if you look at each of these examples, the theme is somewhat the same. The theme is about a woman overcoming some type of marital dysfunction, right? And we've been able to place this in a wide range of different genres by simply changing the locations, the antagonist, and ultimately changing the catalyst for what causes the friction and the drama. So by being able to do this, this has given us a wide range of possibilities, and each of these genres are going to require a different level of budget. So if you've got an idea for a horror film, why don't you sit down and try to figure out how that plot could work in other genres? And what you may discover is you may discover that there's some magic in pulling from each of those to help create one super plot for your next film. So with that, I leave you. I know a lot of you are sitting there going, okay, that's a lot of information. But here's the thing. This is a process. Development is the most important part of the filmmaking process. If you don't take the time to do development correctly, you're going to find the distribution, the production, and everything else to follow very, very difficult. So I leave you with that. Enjoy the rest of your week. Be safe, be healthy. Wear your masks when you're at the grocery store. I know it's irritating, but you know what? It's out of respect for other people, right? That's all I've got for you guys. Have a great week. Peace out.